the screen of a laptop flickers with the grotesque image used as a desktop wallpaper. The image is something out of a creepypasta or a found footage film. Eerie, unsettling, suggestively violent. Folder icons with cryptic, nonsensical, and or unsettling sounding names litter the cluttered screen. A web browser window opens and navigates to the landing page for a podcast. Final Girls True Crime. The gnarled hand manipulating the mouse presses play.
You're in the mix.
What's up, Slasher Pack? This is your girl, Carlotta, and welcome to Final Girls True Crime. If you're joining us for the first time, you're listening to the only true crime podcast hosted by Final Girls, and exclusively covering slasher crimes and chronicling the stories of their victims and their survivors. This is a very special episode because we've got a full studio.
A full house.
That's right. We've got a full house today because we're on location at Creeper Con East. It's the last day of the con, and we've been able to meet up with some very special ladies.
Queens, heroes, final girls we look up to.
Queens among us mere mortals.
One of them came from very far away to be with us today at the convention.
Ladies, would you like to introduce yourselves and give us a Cliff Notes version of your Final Girl origin stories?
Right. I guess I'll go first. I think I've travelled the furthest to be here. My name is Babs, and I'm the sole survivor of Tightrope, a famous slasher who preyed on young girls in my hometown of Johannesburg. I was 17 and babysitting for a neighbour. Tightrope liked to strangle or hang girls using neckties.
That guy was a real piece of work, but he didn't just kill girls, he killed others. But just not so fetishistically. Not with the necktie, I mean.
That's correct. In my case, he managed to murder just about everyone on my floor and the 2 adjacent floors in my apartment building. I wrote all about it in my book, Tightrope of Trauma, Recovery and Redemption in the Aftermath of Violent Crime.
Hello, y'all. This is Lila. If you're in the Final Girls fan community, then y'all know me in connection with the murders of Mitch Saxon. It's not funny, but I often joke that he's the only boyfriend I've ever stabbed in the neck. So far.
All right, Annie, would you care to introduce yourself?
Yes, I would.
What do you mean?
Anybody who listens to the show knows who the hell I am.
Yes, but as Stan Lee once said, any comic book could be someone's first.
Yeah, but this ain't no fucking comic book.
Annie, we've talked about this.
Fine. Hi, my name's Annie and I'm a final girl. Hi, Annie. Except I'm way too old for you to be calling me a final girl. And if you call me a grandma, I'll drop you as quick as I dropped Bat Dragon.
Well, before he came back as zombie Bat Dragon.
Ain't no fucking zombie Bat Dragon. Bat Dragon is deader than cat shit. And that's the natural state for anybody that's been dismembered, chained to a Ford Bronco, and dropped in the bottom of a lake.
And I'm Annie's co-host, Carlotta. Y'all Packers will know me as the Capricorn Killer's final girl.
Allegedly.
And you may also know me as a panelist for things that make you go nope on Shiver. And we're here with these lovely ladies to discuss a recent rash of slasher killings in the Tri-Cities of Northeast Tennessee. A killer that police are calling the Johnson County Ripper has been preying upon co-eds at the East Tennessee State University and nearby Appalachian State University. And mama, his methods are brutal. The J.C. Ripper's weapon of choice is suspected to be a chainsaw, though many...
And so, after an hour or two, including mid-reel ads, the podcast ends. The recording stops, mics are switched off and unplugged, accompanied by the hushed clicks of laptops being closed. The ladies remove their headphones and the mood becomes dark. Dark even by true crime standards.
14 hours in the air.
Hey, Annie, can I speak to you in private? Like, right now?
Ugh.
What's your fucking problem today?
I don't have a problem at all, but I'm a survivor, not some half-assed true crime cheerleader. That's the difference between the two of us.
Wow. I don't even... Look, girl, I'm a survivor. We both are. Check the name tag. I am a final girl. That makes me a big deal. Makes both of us a big deal.
Allegedly.
And that is my limit for this allegedly bullshit. You don't have to like me, but if we're going to continue to work together, you're going to have to show me a little respect. At least while we're recording the show. You like those paychecks just as much as I do. I mean, come on, Annie. I thought we were friends.
Whatever you say, little miss big deal.
I've never been to one of these conventions before.
Neither have I. Normally, I feel like an outsider. But here I feel almost normal, you know? More the person I am, not the person I pretend to be in polite society.
Polite society? What's that? I know what you mean, though, but I've got to admit, I love the attention. Being a final girl definitely has its perks. Can't go anywhere without being noticed when I go back home.
That's not something to be proud of. Not dying shouldn't make you famous. You ain't Britney fucking Spears. You just avoided your own murder. It ain't nothing to glamorize.
So, last day of CreeperCon. They always save the best for last. Are any of you going to dress up for the cosplay contest?
No, but I signed up to be one of the judges. Competition this year's pretty fierce.
Did you see the drag queen outside the final girl's haunted house? The one dressed up as slutty bat dragon.
Yes, she was amazing. I think she's going to be hosting the Scream Queens After Hours rave. Which reminds me, I got you all VIP passes. Don't let me forget to give you your wristbands. I left them in the... Better take this. Hello?
So, Annie, which events are you planning on attending? What would you like to see first?
This building in my rearview mirror.
Pardon?
I'm going home. I ain't sticking around for this nonsense, and neither should you. Not if you know what's good for you.
Now, hang on, sugar. We've been through a lot now, haven't we, Miss Annie? Seen a whole lot of fudged up stuff that nobody should ever have to see. Now, don't you think we owe it to ourselves to have just a little bit of fun?
She's right, you know. I think if anyone deserves to blow off some steam, it's us. I'll grant you that these cons are a little bit cheesy, but I'll take cheese and fun over...
Over what? Peace and quiet? I guess you ladies have different definitions of fun. Mine's sitting at home with my Yorkies, a case of Miller beer, and Netflix. Y'all take care.
Oh my god, shit! I can't believe this is happening.
What now? Did Josh Mankiewicz like one of your tweets about Dateline?
No! And fuck you, Annie.
I bet somebody plagiarized her script for that BTK episode she did. I can't tell you how many times somebody's stolen.
Worse, that was my friend Sylvia. She thinks her cousin was kidnapped by the local copycat killer.
What?
She says she followed them to a warehouse downtown.
Tell her to call the authorities straight away.
Yeah, why's she calling you? This ain't the fucking Scooby
She
Gang.
tried already. They thought it was a prank, you know, because of this convention.
Okay, Sugar Booger, we are just going to calm down. Then we're gonna... I guess we could run down to the nearest police station and report it in person. Gosh, there's probably a bunch of off-duty cops in attendance in the convention hall who would help us call it in.
What copycat killer? Who's he copying? There's not been anything in the news.
He's a new player, apparently some local shitbag who wants to make a name for himself. Cops don't have many leads except he's already killed at least 3 women. Sicko sent the cops a list of how many women he's planning to kill and how he plans to do it. He's mimicking some of his favorite serial killers. And all of the slashers who made us final girls are on that list.
This is a fucking joke.
No joke. His list... He's planning to take his victims out in the precise way our slashers tried to take us out.
Carly, that ain't possible. Why the hell he'd be trying to imitate those hacks? I mean, excuse the pun. It sounds a little off to me. Did I mention Scooby-Doo yet?
Stranger things have happened, and everyone has a hero. Someone to idolize. Even folks who are messed up in the head. Oh, it'd be a shame if someone was killed using Mitch's, methods.
It took some effort, especially with Annie, but Carlotta managed to convince the final girls to follow her in her quest. They soon arrive at Cauldron Novelties, Inc., a massive Halloween costume and decor warehouse located in a lonely industrial park on the outskirts of town. Leading up to October, it's a booming emporium of all things spooky. It's closed for the season, but they quickly sleuth out signs of a break-in. They also find blood on the door handle. Weapons and flashlights in hand, they slip wordlessly inside.
All right, Sylvia has to be around here somewhere.
The same could be said for our killer. Let's just find your friend and get out of here.
If she's still alive. Didn't you see the blood on that door?
Let's stay positive there, Puddin'. What's the plan, Miss Carlotta?
Well, first things first, we need to split up, and
Splitting up is what gets people killed in the first place. This ain't Scooby-Doo, dumbass. I know. How about me and Shaggy go make a triple-decker submarine sandwich?
we'll cover more ground that way. The faster we can get her and get out of here, the better. Lila, you and Babs check out the shipping and receiving areas. Me and Annie will search the storage areas. We'll have weapons. We'll be fine.
We have 2 bats, a kitchen knife, and a machete.
Hey, that's something.
Yes, see, it will be fine. But we are wasting valuable time standing around. Here, I'll trade you your bat for my machete if it makes you feel better. Now, let's get moving.
Annie reluctantly accepts the machete. Soon Lila and Babs are out of sight amongst a mix of haunted house props and cheap costumes. Annie and Carlotta walk through seemingly endless racks of animatronic ghosts and ghouls, careful to check that they aren't hiding a masked killer. There is an unspoken tension between them that Carlotta can no longer bear.
You know, if we're able to stop this creep, we'll be twice as famous as we are now. I mean, we've done pretty well for ourselves, but think about it. Final girls who team up to take down a serial killer. They'll make movies about us. And think how many downloads our podcast will get. We will be bigger than Serial.
Do I look like I give a runny shit about that? Carly, if what you say is true, and I have my doubts, but if it's true, there could only be minutes, maybe seconds, to save this girl's life. That should be our focus, not your goddamn podcast.
Our goddamned podcast?
Listen, I'm not doing this shit because I want to. I do it because I have to. I do it because I want to live and go on living. And I want to help other girls like us learn how to do the same. And I thought you did too, but now you're too busy chasing clout.
You know what? Go fuck yourself. I'ma find this killer on my own. I don't need your help. You're not the only true survivor around here.
Alrighty then, bye-bye. Don't come running to me if you catch some power tools to the face.
I'm Edward October. There's only one way to serve a fine bourbon, poured neat and slowly savored. The retro horror stories served by Octoberpod are just as refined as an aged bourbon, but now there are 2 ways to enjoy them. Subscribe to Octoberpod Home Video on YouTube. There we debut our latest true, true-ish, and/or classic tales of horror and the paranormal on the first and third Tuesday of each month. And now you can pour yourself a double serving of Octoberpod. Find Octoberpod After Midnight, that's Octoberpod AM for short, on your favorite podcast app. There, on the second and fourth Tuesday of the month, we serve up tall glasses of our most horrifying spirits specially curated for you to savor. Each episode of Octoberpod AM lasts about an hour, just long enough to sip a good scotch by the fire. Now there are 2 ways to enjoy retro horror thrills of impeccable taste. Find all our links at octoberpodvhs.com. Octoberpod, retro horror for bold individualists. Carlotta vanishes into a tunnel of terror display that's been set up in one of the staging areas of the warehouse. There is a long silence during which Annie, wondering if she'd been too cruel to Carlotta, contemplates following her. Annie grips her machete and runs into the tunnel in the direction of the gunfire. Halfway through the tunnel, her foot catches on a slippery lump and trips. As she falls, the beam of her flashlight catches the object she tripped on. As she'd feared, it's Carlotta. She's lying face down on the vinyl floor of the tunnel. Her white shirt is riddled with bullet holes and soaked to the skin with blood.
Damn it, not breathing. Come out, you fucking coward. Come out and face me like a man. Statistically speaking, you are a man. And probably a bedwetter, too. I hear you coming, fuckface. I got something for you.
Hold on, sugar, it's just me. You can put that machete down.
Oh, thank God. What happened to Babs?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. She disappeared. One minute she was behind me, and the next, gone. Just gone. I heard the gunshots and came over as quickly as I could. I think we really should just call the cops. Is everyone okay? Where's Carlotta?
Deader than cat shit. She went after the killer on her own. Fucked around and found out.
Oh no, the poor baby. Isn't that how the Capricorn killer murdered his victims? By shooting them?
Yeah, but listen, lower your voice. We gotta find Babs and get out of here. Still got your bat?
Honey, does a shark wee-wee in the ocean?
Good, come on, let's roll.
That's gotta be Babs. Hold on, Babs, we're coming for you, sweetheart.
Damn it, Lila, wait up!
Annie charges forward and swings the machete at the killer, but he's much faster. He lets the body, Babs's body, fall to the ground with a thud and then disappears into the synthetic fog.
Where'd he go?
Come on, baby, breathe. I can't. Her windpipe is so badly crushed. I'm so sorry, baby girl.
Is she?
Yeah, she's gone. Bless her little heart.
Lila, we really need to get out of here.
What about Carlotta's friend, Sylvia?
I don't think there actually was a Sylvia. Probably just a trap laid by the killer. Something to lure us here. And if the real Sylvia was here, she's just as dead as the others.
All right, let's go, but I've got to admit, there's a part of me that wants to stay behind and kill that crumb bum myself. Just look at her. He killed her with a heckin' necktie, and an ugly one, too.
Just like Tightrope. This asshole's a copycat killer, all right. And he's using the same method of choice our own slashers would have used on us. Huh, what a dickbag.
I hope there aren't any ice picks around here. Mitch, my slasher, he killed all those girls with ice picks. He'd shove 'em right through the skull or sometimes in both eye sockets if he was feeling a little rushed. He was famous for his hack job lobotomies.
Jesus fucking H. Christ.
Jesus ain't got nothing to do with Mitch. That boy was a spawn of Satan if I ever met one. What about Bat Dragon? I know, I should have read up on him before coming on your podcast, and I'm sorry, sweetheart.
Axes. Bat Dragon likes to kill with axes, hatchets, and shit like that.
Yeah, but what about zombie Bat Dragon?
There ain't no fucking zombie Bat Dragon.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I hear it. Somebody's trying to set the right mood. Stay close.
You don't have to tell me twice.
See that? We're close to an exit. We're gonna have to make a run for it. Lila?
Annie doesn't see the dark shape approaching from behind. Doesn't notice its hand closing tight over Lila's mouth. Doesn't even hear the muffled cries over the drone of cheesy Halloween music. Before she can turn around, Lila's been dragged away into the darkness of the warehouse, behind rows and rows of latex monster masks, all wrapped in clear plastic.
Help me! Help!
Annie, adrenaline pumping, runs toward Lila's distressed cries. She finds herself deeper and deeper in the center of the warehouse, and farther from the exit. She finds a mock haunted house about the size of the double-wide trailer Annie lived in as a child, full of fake cobwebs and cheap plastic fright props. Annie tightens her grip on her machete and steps inside.
Lila, where are you?
Annie, run! It's her! It's...
Lila! 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 Lila?
A dim light illuminates a styrofoam coffin. Blood trickles down the side. The lid of the coffin is slightly ajar. Annie holds her breath and opens it.
Son of a bitch. Lila? Lila, sweetie, are you... Oh no. So much. So much blood. Ice picks. An ice pick in each eye socket? What kind of monster? I hear you, asshole. You may be pretty good at sneaking up behind me, but you ain't no bat dragon, not by a mile. And when I'm done with you, you'll be buried so fucking deep no one will ever find you, and no one will remember you or your crimes. Freaks like you are a dime a dozen. You're nothing special. You're just a footnote. I'm surprised you can even lift that axe. It's a big one. Trying to compensate for something, Cupcake? Come on, you pathetic wannabe. You want a piece of this? I hope you packed a fucking lunch.
To her surprise, the slasher, definitely not Bat Dragon, runs away, back in the direction of the exit sign, which casts an eerie red glow over the back wall of the warehouse, back into the bank of synthetic fog. Annie follows close on the slasher's heels, but then realizes as the fog starts to blind her that she's running into a trap. The slasher attacks from the left. Annie dodges, and the edge of the axe slices the sleeve of her shirt. Annie swings her machete in a wide arc faster than the killer can react. The shape moves through the fog to avoid the blade, but not fast enough. The machete bites into the killer's axe hand, and the axe and two of the killer's fingers fall to the concrete floor with a spray of hot blood. Annie reaches for the killer's mask, but before she can remove it, the killer lunges to grab the axe with a remaining uninjured hand. Annie's reflexes kick in. She turns to run, but not quickly enough. The killer buries the axe just beneath Annie's shoulder blade. Annie drops to the floor. Her face slaps against concrete. The killer laughs. Annie spits out a tooth.
Die, you crusty old bitch.
Oh!
Oh, you don't look much like a survivor now, do you, sweetie?
Annie decides it's best to play dead. The killer, a surprisingly not dead Carlotta, had fucked her up. But she wasn't all that fucked up. Sure, Annie's got an axe stuck in her back, but Carlotta's not as strong as she thinks she is. From Annie's best estimate, she's lost a tooth, broken her nose, and has a broken rib, thanks to the axe. A little more force, and she'd have a critical issue with her lung. But Annie's gotten lucky for now. After her ordeal with the real Bat Dragon, Annie honed her survival skills. A friend of hers, a retired Navy SEAL, taught her how to evade an enemy in water. As a result, Annie knows how to hold her breath for a long time, and she holds it long enough to convince Carlotta she's dead, long enough for Carlotta to walk away. With Carlotta's attention diverted, is she recording a podcast? Annie grits her teeth and pulls the axe from her back, holding it firmly in her right hand. Then slowly, silently, with the stealth of a retired Navy SEAL, she follows Carlotta's voice through the fog. She finds Carlotta sitting on a fake tombstone, smiling into a webcam, her injured hand still bleeding. Annie waits in the shadows, waits, and listens.
What's up, Slasher Pack? This is your girl Carlotta, and welcome to the finale of the Final Girls True Crime Podcast, hosted by your final girl. And damn, do I have some true crime to talk about. That's right, baby. I'm the baddest queen bitch of them all. Now you might be asking yourself, Carlotta, what do you mean? Where's Annie? Well, I will tell you. That bitch is dead. So is that insufferable Lila and her stuck-up friend Babs. All dead. All except for me. You see, beloved Slash Packers, I've been wronged. I've been treated as if I'm less than my peers. My final girl street cred keeps getting questioned over and over. And that's so unfair. I'm the only survivor of the Capricorn killer. Me. I defeated the psycho who gunned down more than 50 young women over 2 years. The cops didn't stop him. I did. But am I taken seriously? No. But I had an idea, a test, that would prove I was a true final girl. I lured 3 of the most famous final girls to this shitty warehouse and put their skills to the test. And I dropped them all. Didn't even break a sweat doing it. Even little, old Annie, the lone survivor of the big bad Bat Dragon, was no match for me. So folks, there you have it. Not only am I a final girl, but I am the final girl. The baddest bitch in all of slasher history.
Caught up in her moment of triumph, Carlotta doesn't hear Annie approaching from behind. doesn't turn to see the cold eyes over her shoulder as she raises a bloody axe over her head, and then the axe falls, splitting Carlotta's head in half.
You ain't no bad bitch. You're just a dumb bitch. When you see Bat Dragon in hell, Carlotta, give him my regards. Tell him a real bad bitch sent you.
Baddest bitch in all of slasher history. All of slasher history.
A gnarled hand manipulates a mouse and presses stop on the in-browser podcast player. The mouse clicks over the Final Girls True Crime About Us page and lingers over Annie's profile picture and bio. Then the browser window closes out and the grotesque desktop artwork emerges from the background of the laptop screen. The laptop shuts down, and the undead corpse of the slasher once called Bat Dragon shambles from his lair to resume his bloody work.
Save yourself, you save the whole world. That's when I knew you'd be my final girl.
You have been listening to the Final Girls True Crime Podcast, presented by Octoberpod, written by MJ McAdams, from an original story idea by Edward October. In the cast, you heard Jen, co-host of our True Crime Podcast, as Annie, MJ McAdams as Carlotta, Paige Elmore, host of Reverie True Crime, as Lila, Nicole Engelbrecht, host of True Crime South Africa, as Babs. Additional narration by Edward October. Original music by Chris McCready, Nico Vitiz, and Dr. Dreamchip. The series co-producer is MJ McAdams. Octoberpod is produced, edited, and directed by Edward October.
Additional audio engineering by Tara Voshell, co-host of the Three Spooked Girls podcast, and also known as Spooky Sleuth on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Find Three Spooked Girls anywhere you listen to podcasts, and reach out to us at threespookedgirls@gmail.com for audio editing work.
If you're only listening to Octoberpod, you're missing out on half the fun. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Octoberpod Home Video, to receive new videos on the first and third Tuesday of each month. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at OctoberpodVHS, on TikTok at Octoberpod, or, God help us, on Pinterest at Octoberpod. Shop for gifts and apparel for bold individualists at our Spreadshirt.com merch shop, Octoberpod Outfitters. You can find us and all of our links on the World Wide Web at OctoberpodVHS.com. Octoberpod is a proud member of the Darkcast Network. The man who spoke to you was Mr. Edward October.